Do you see that cloudy yellow film on an old car headlight? Most people think it is dirt, so they grab soap, toothpaste, baking soda, vinegar, or whatever trick they saw online. They scrub for 10 minutes. And for one glorious day, the headlight looks a little better. Then the fog comes right back. But here's the strange part. That yellow layer is not really on your headlight. It is your headlight, or at least, it is the top layer of the plastic after years of sunlight, heat, oxygen, road grime, and cheap temporary fixes slowly destroying it from the outside in. And once you understand what is actually happening to that plastic, you will never look at a foggy headlight the same way again. Because the problem was never that your headlight needed to be cleaned. The problem is that your headlight lost its skin, and almost every quick fix people sell you is just making the damaged layer shiny for a few days. So it looks like something got repaired, but nothing was repaired, it was only disguised. Welcome to the buried blueprint. If you are tired of spending money on products that promise restoration, but quietly depend on failure, then stay with me, because what I am about to show you explains why headlights turn yellow, why most home tricks fail, why expensive kits sometimes fail too, and what the old school method actually understood that most people completely miss. Now look closely at any yellowed headlight. At first, it looks like a stain. It looks like some dirty film from the road, maybe pollution, maybe car wash chemicals, maybe dust baked into the plastic. And because it looks like dirt, people treat it like dirt. They scrub it, they polish it, they wipe it with random liquids. They attack the surface like there is something sitting there that needs to be removed. And yes, sometimes the headlight becomes clearer for a short time. But here's where it gets interesting. Modern headlights are not made of glass like older vehicles used to have. Most are made from polycarbonate plastic, because polycarbonate is lighter, stronger, and much harder to shatter than glass. That sounds like an upgrade, and in many ways it is. But polycarbonate has one weakness that glass never had: sunlight. More specifically, ultraviolet light. When the car is new, the headlight has a protective coating on top of the plastic. That coating is like sunscreen. It blocks the worst of the UV damage, keeps oxygen away from the bare plastic, and gives the headlight that smooth, clear look. But every day your car sits outside, that protective layer gets punished. The sun heats it, the UV rays break it down, rain cools it, dust scratches it, road salt dries on it, car wash brushes drag across it, and slowly, silently, that clear protective coating starts to fail. At first you barely notice it. Maybe the headlight looks a little dull in certain light. Then the top edge starts to haze. Then the whole lens begins to look cloudy. Then yellow. Then rough. And by the time most people finally notice it, the original coating is already damaged beyond cleaning. That is the part most people never get told. A yellow headlight is not just dirty, it is oxidized. The surface has changed. The plastic has been chemically damaged by sunlight and oxygen. So when someone tells you to rub toothpaste on it, they are not completely wrong, but they're only solving the smallest part of the problem. Toothpaste has mild abrasives. It can scratch away a tiny bit of surface haze. That is why it sometimes looks like it worked. But it does not replace the missing UV protection. It does not remove the full damaged layer evenly, and it does not seal the fresh plastic underneath. So the headlight looks better for a moment, then the sun hits it again, and the fog returns even faster. And this is why so many people think headlight restoration is a scam. They try a cheap trick. It fails. Then they try a bottle from the auto parts store. It helps for a few weeks. Then it fails. Then a shop offers to restore the headlights for a much bigger price. Sometimes that works, sometimes it does not, and nobody explains the real difference. The difference is not the brand name. It is not the fancy packaging. It is not the dramatic before and after photo on the box. The difference is whether the damaged layer was actually removed and whether the fresh plastic was protected afterward. That is the whole game. Remove the dead layer, protect the living layer. Miss either step and you are only renting clarity. You are not restoring anything. Now let me show you why this matters more than appearance. Cloudy headlights are not just ugly. They can make your car more dangerous at night. When the plastic turns hazy, the light cannot pass through cleanly. Instead of throwing a sharp beam down the road, the light scatters inside the damaged lens. You lose distance. You lose brightness. You lose that clean cutoff that helps you see signs, lane markings, pedestrians, animals, and road edges. And the worst part is that it happens gradually. You do not wake up one morning and suddenly notice your headlights are useless. Your eyes adjust, your brain compensates. You drive slower without realizing why. You squint a little more. You blame the road, the rain, your windshield, or your vision. But the real problem may be right there on the front of your car, covered in a yellow plastic fog that has been stealing your visibility one night at a time. And here's the part that almost feels designed to confuse people. A headlight can look clearer after a quick wipe and still not be properly restored. Shiny does not mean clear. Wet does not mean fixed. Oil can make a cloudy lens look transparent for a few minutes, because it fills tiny scratches and changes how light reflects off the surface. That is why some viral tricks look amazing on camera. Someone wipes a liquid over the headlight, and instantly the yellow fog disappears. It looks like magic. But when that liquid dries, washes off, or evaporates, the surface is still damaged. Nothing permanent happened. The headlight was not healed, it was just made wet. That is the same illusion behind many cheap sprays and wipe-on products. They make the surface look better by filling imperfections or adding gloss. But if they do not remove the oxidized layer and add real protection, the sun will erase the improvement, sometimes in days, sometimes in weeks. But it will happen. Now, the proper method is not mysterious. It is just less convenient to sell as a miracle. You have to level the surface. That means sanding away the failed, yellowed, oxidized layer in controlled stages. Not randomly, not aggressively, not with one rough piece of sandpaper until it looks destroyed. Controlled stages. The idea is simple. You start with a grit strong enough to remove the damaged outer layer. Then you move to finer and finer grits to remove the scratches from the previous grit. Each step makes the surface smoother. At first, it looks scary. The headlight may turn even more cloudy. This is where most beginners panic. They think they ruined it. But that fog is not failure. It is uniform sanding. It means the old broken layer is being leveled. And once the surface is evenly sanded, polished, and sealed, that cloudy lens can become clear again. But here is where most people make the mistake that ruins the whole job. They sand, they polish, they admire the clarity. And then they stop. That is like washing off sunscreen, walking into the desert at noon, and wondering why your skin burns. Freshly polished polycarbonate looks beautiful, but it is vulnerable. You just remove the old damaged coating. You expose clean plastic. If you do not protect it, sunlight begins attacking that clean plastic immediately. That is why some restorations look incredible on day one and start hazing again within a month. The job was not finished. It was only polished. The final protection step is the part that matters. That protection can be a proper UV-resistant clear coat, a dedicated headlight sealant, or another coating designed to block UV exposure. The exact product matters less than the principle. The bare plastic needs protection. Without that, the result is temporary. With it, the result can last far longer. And this is where the old method beats the quick trick. Old school detailers understood that restoration is not a wipe, it is a sequence. Clean the surface, remove the damaged material, refine the scratches, restore optical clarity, protect the plastic. That is it. There is no magic bottle that skips physics, and there is no kitchen paste that replaces a missing UV coating. But the internet loves shortcuts because shortcuts look better in a 15-second video. Nobody wants to film the boring part. Nobody wants to show the careful sanding. Nobody wants to explain why you must tape off the paint around the headlight before you start. Nobody wants to talk about grit progression, surface leveling, residue removal, or UV protection. So instead you get a dramatic wipe, a miracle product, a cheap hack, a wet lens under bright lighting, and millions of people believe they just discovered the secret. But the secret is not a product. The secret is understanding what failed. Now let's talk about the method in plain English. Before anything touches the headlight, wash it properly, not a quick splash. Actually remove the dust and grit from the lens and the surrounding paint. Because if you start sanding while dirt is still there, you are dragging tiny rocks across plastic and paint. Then tape around the headlight. Use painter's tape. Protect the painted surfaces, rubber seals, and trim pieces. This is not optional. A headlight is cheaper to fix than damaged paint around a headlight. Once the area is protected, inspect the lens. If it is only lightly hazy, you may not need aggressive sanding. If it is yellow, rough, and badly oxidized, you probably need a stronger starting grit. The deeper the damage, the more material must be removed. But do not go harder than necessary. That is how people create extra work. You are not trying to grind the headlight down. You are trying to remove the damaged skin evenly. The surface should stay wet while sanding if you are using wet sandpaper. Water helps carry away the plastic dust and keeps the sandpaper from clogging. Use even pressure, straight passes. Overlap your strokes. Do not dig into one corner because that one spot looks worse. That creates uneven patches that show later. After the first sanding stage, wipe the lens clean and look carefully. The headlight should have an even, dull appearance. No shiny yellow islands, no untouched patches, because any yellow area left behind is damaged material still sitting on the lens. Then you step up to the next finer grit. This does not remove the yellow now. This removes the scratches from the previous grit. That is the part beginners misunderstand. Each stage is not repeating the same job. Each stage is refining the surface. Rough sanding removes damage. Medium sanding removes rough sanding marks. Fine sanding removes medium sanding marks. Polishing removes fine sanding haze. Protection keeps the sun from starting the destruction all over again. Once you understand that sequence, headlight restoration stops being a mystery. Now polishing is where the clarity begins to come back. A proper plastic polish or rubbing compound helps smooth the final haze and bring transparency back to the lens. You can do it by hand, but it takes more patience. A machine polisher makes it faster, but it also adds risk if you stay in one spot too long and build heat. Plastic does not like heat, so keep the pad moving. Do not press like you are trying to punish the headlight. Let the compound do the work. When the lens is clear, clean off the residue. And now comes the moment where most people quit too early. Do not stop because it looks good. The headlight must be sealed. If you use a UV clear coat, follow the instructions carefully. Not sort of, not close enough, carefully. Surface prep matters. Temperature matters. Dry time matters. Humidity can matter. Dust matters. If you rush this, you can trap haze, create runs, or make the coating fail early. If you use a dedicated headlight sealant instead, the same principle applies. It needs a clean surface and enough time to bond or cure. And here is the part nobody likes to hear. A fast job and a durable job are often not the same job. You can make a headlight look better in 5 minutes, but if you want it to last, you have to do the protection step right. That is why the cheapest trick often becomes expensive. Not because the ingredients cost a lot, but because you keep doing it again and again. Every month, the same yellow fog. Every month, the same scrub. Every month, the same hope. And every time, the plastic underneath gets a little more worn. Now let's talk about the expensive kits. Some kits are actually useful. Some include sandpaper, polish, and a UV coating. Those can work when used correctly. But many people still get bad results because they rush the process. Skip grits, fail to remove all the oxidation, or do not let the coating cure properly. Then they blame the kit. Sometimes the kit is bad, sometimes the process was bad, and sometimes the product is only designed to make the headlight look good long enough for you to feel satisfied when you put the box away. That is why understanding the principle matters more than memorizing a brand. A good product used the wrong way fails. A simple product used the right way can outperform a fancy one used like a shortcut. Now, there is one more thing people almost never mention. Some headlights are damaged on the inside. If moisture has entered the housing, if the reflector is burned, if the lens is cracked, or if the plastic has deep internal crazing, polishing the outside will not fix everything. You can restore the outer surface perfectly and still have poor light output. If the problem is inside the assembly, that is not your fault. That is a different failure. And knowing the difference can save you hours. So before you restore, look closely. Is the haze on the outside? Does it feel rough when you run a clean finger across it? Does it improve slightly when wet? That usually points to surface oxidation. But if the lens looks clear outside and cloudy inside, or you see water droplets inside, the problem is not just surface haze. A wipe-on trick will not solve that. Sanding will not solve that. You may need to reseal, dry out, or replace the headlight assembly. And this is where the honest answer beats the viral answer. Not every headlight can be saved the same way, but most yellowed plastic lenses can be dramatically improved when you treat the real problem instead of chasing shine. Now think about how this connects to the modern world. Cars are more expensive than ever. Parts cost more. Labor costs more. Even basic maintenance feels like a negotiation. So people are desperate for cheap fixes. And the market knows that. That is why there is always another bottle, another wipe, another instant restoration, kit promising showroom clarity with no effort. Because effort is the one thing nobody wants to sell you. But effort is often the missing ingredient. Not extreme effort, not expert level effort. Just the right steps in the right order. That is what companies cannot package honestly in a dramatic one-swipe ad. They can sell shine, they can sell gloss, they can sell convenience. But the physics of damaged plastic does not care about marketing. If the oxidized layer remains, the problem remains. If the bare plastic is left unprotected, the problem returns. That is the entire truth hidden under all the labels. And once you see it, the whole shelf at the auto parts store looks different. You stop asking, which product is the miracle? You start asking, does this remove damage, refine the surface, and protect against UV? If the answer is no, then it is not restoration, it is makeup. And makeup on a headlight might look good for a photo, but it will not help much when you are driving on a dark road in the rain. Now let me give you the most common mistake so you do not waste your time. The first mistake is skipping tape. People think they will be careful. Then the sandpaper touches the paint, or the polish stains textured trim, or the clear coat lands where it should not. Preparation feels slow until it saves you from a bigger repair. The second mistake is starting too aggressively. If the headlight is lightly hazy, you may not need a very rough grit. Using one anyway just creates deeper scratches you now have to remove. Always match the method to the damage. The third mistake is not sanding evenly. People focus on the worst yellow spot and ignore the rest. Then the final result has patches, waves, and cloudy zones. The lens should be treated as one surface. The fourth mistake is jumping from rough sanding straight to polish. Polish is not magic. It cannot easily erase deep scratches left by a rough grit. Skipping steps saves 10 minutes now and costs clarity later. The fifth mistake is sealing over residue. If polish oils, dust, or moisture are left on the lens, the coating may not bond properly. The headlight looked ready, but chemically it was not. The sixth mistake is applying protection too thick or too fast. More coating does not always mean better protection. It can mean runs, bubbles, uneven curing, or a sticky finish that attracts dust. Follow the product directions. The seventh mistake is expecting forever. Even a properly restored headlight still lives outside. Sun, heat, rain, and road debris will keep attacking it. A good restoration buys time. It does not make plastic immortal. But there's a huge difference between a fix that lasts a weekend and a fix that lasts through real weather. And that difference comes from doing the hidden steps, not from believing the biggest promise on the label. Now let's put the money side into perspective. A replacement headlight assembly can be surprisingly expensive, especially on newer vehicles with LEDs, sensors, adaptive beams, or special styling. A professional restoration can also cost real money, and sometimes it is worth it, if the shop does the full process correctly. But a basic restoration at home can be affordable if you understand what you are buying. You need cleaning supplies. Tape, the right sanding materials, a polish or compound, clean cloths, and most importantly, UV protection. That is still usually far less than replacing the headlights. But the goal is not to spend the least money possible. The goal is to stop spending money on the wrong part of the problem. A $2 trick that fails every week is not cheaper than a proper method that lasts. A fancy bottle that only makes the plastic look wet is not advanced chemistry. And a restoration that skips UV protection is unfinished work wearing a shiny costume. That is the mindset shift. Stop chasing the shine, chase the structure. The lens failed because its protective surface broke down. So the answer is not just shine. The answer is controlled removal and renewed protection. And once you understand that, you can evaluate every hack, every kit, every shop service, and every before and after video with sharper eyes. When someone wipes a headlight and it instantly turns clear, ask what happens after it dries. When a product promises permanent results in one step, ask how it removed oxidation and added lasting UV protection at the same time. When a video says toothpaste fixes headlights, ask why the car manufacturers did not protect headlights with toothpaste in the first place. The questions reveal the trick, and the trick is almost always the same. Make damage look wet. Call it restoration. Sell the illusion. But real restoration is not an illusion. It has a pattern. Clean, level, refine, polish, protect. That simple sequence is the blueprint, and it works because it follows the actual failure. Not the appearance of the failure, the actual failure. The headlight did not become dirty. It lost its protective layer. The plastic did not need a miracle. It needed the dead surface removed and the fresh surface defended. That is why the quick fixes keep disappointing people. They are treating the symptom that looks obvious, not the cause that matters. And that is also why this information matters beyond headlights, because the same pattern shows up everywhere. A problem appears on the surface. A company sells a surface solution, the real cause remains untouched, the fix fails. The customer comes back, and the cycle repeats. You do not break that cycle by buying more products. You break it by understanding the mechanism. When you know what failed, you know what the repair must do. And when you know what the repair must do, marketing becomes a lot less powerful. So the next time you see yellow headlights, do not think, what can I wipe on this? Think, what layer has failed? Think, has the oxidized surface been removed? Think, will the clean plastic be protected afterward? Those three questions will save you more money than any miracle bottle ever will. And they might also make your night driving safer. Because a clear headlight is not just about making an old car look newer. It is about seeing the road before the road becomes a problem. That is the part that actually matters. The shine is nice, the savings are nice, but the real win is understanding the truth behind the haze. Yellow headlights are not a mystery. They are not a curse. They are not something you have to keep fighting every few weeks. They are a predictable material failure with a predictable repair. And once you stop cleaning what needs to be restored, everything changes. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.